Guys, we are back. We are so back. Happy late Labor Day. I know I said last weekend or last Thursday's episode that I may or may not be back in time for the Tuesday episode, the college episode. So this episode is actually episode 155. I moved it because we were not back for a college edition of Pigskin Frenzy. Instead, we did the college week 1 recap and week 2 preview and predictions on Instagram. So go on to the Pigskin Frenzy Instagram page and look at the college recap and week 2 preview and predictions for the college games this weekend at Pigskin Frenzy is covering. This is episode 155 here on Pigskin Frenzy, and it is an NFL edition of Pigskin Frenzy. We are back and ready to rock and roll with our week 1 preview and predictions and big contract talks around the league. It is the regular season. Tonight is the night. Big kickoff game here tonight, and we're going to talk about it. We're covering it this weekend for Pigskin Frenzy. Welcome to Pigskin Frenzy on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Joel Norris, and whether you're watching on YouTube, listening on Spotify, listening on Podbean, or listening on Spotify, or listening on Apple, a big thank you for taking some time out of your Thursday to just sit back, watch, and listen to some NFL coverage presented by me. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like each episode, leave comments down below. Spotify, Podbean, and Apple. All you got to do is just share around with others and follow on there as well. X, Instagram, and Facebook, just type in Pigskin Frenzy. Follow, like the pages there. You're going to get episode updates. You're going to get news and highlights from across college and NFL football. You're going to get trivia questions on Instagram stories. Go and answer today's NFL question, as well as all things up to date for Pigskin Frenzy. Guys, check out the website, www.pigskinfrenzy.weebly.com. You'll find all things to date for Pigskin Frenzy. You'll learn more about me as your podcast host. You can contact me down there with your name, email, number, and answer, comment box. You can answer a question. I'll answer it on the air or off the air as needed, as well as our platforms page. All the platforms I just mentioned, it's on there. Click one and see which one's your favorite listening style of the show, as well as our affiliations page, which brings us to our proud partners at the Beard Club. Guys, if you want a great shave, I just had a great shave when I came back here from our Labor Day vacation, and it is a great time to look good, get a good feel for after Labor Day to kick football season into gear and make yourself look like a fashionable person, look great at what you do as well. Significant others of your male counterparts, you're not going to want to miss it because the Labor Day sale is still going on. Hey, Labor Day may be over, but the Labor Day sale at the Beard Club is still going on with beard grooming kits. That's right, beard grooming kits and beard growth kits as well. You get a comb, you get a boar bristle brush, you get a razor, you get beard balm, beard and face wash, beard oil, and more with the beard grooming kit and beard growth kits as well. There's also loofahs. There's also body wash, 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, and more. Guys, the Beard Club. Just go to my website, www.pigskinfrenzy.weebly.com. Click on the affiliations page, then click on the Beard Club logo. It will take you to the Beard Club site, as well as our link tree. The link tree is at the description of this YouTube video down below, as well as our X bio, our Facebook bio, and Instagram bio. You can click on the link tree, then click on the Beard Club link there, and it will take you to the site. Labor Day sale still going on, 25% off with the code LDW25. That is LDW25, 25% off Labor Day sale still going on at the Beard Club. The Beard Club, proud partner of Pigskin Frenzy. It is what makes our grooming needs and facial hair needs be met. Thank you to our proud partners at the Beard Club for partnering up with Pigskin Frenzy. Guys, we are ready to rock and roll. I'm so excited. Week 1 of the NFL is finally upon us. College football began last weekend. I already gave you my recap on that. Again, go on Instagram and look at the video I did. And we're predicting and covering week 2 games, slate of games, and we will get back on track with our normal schedule this coming up Tuesday for college football. But right now, we are back in the lab, cooking up podcasting, cooking up the show, and we have a loaded 4-game slate for Pigskin Frenzy that we're covering for this weekend for the NFL, and it's kicking off into high gear for week 1 of the NFL, the start of the NFL regular season. And let me go on and tell you, it is a doozy, ladies and gentlemen. It is a doozy. We're going to get to those in a minute. We're going to also kick things off with the latest contract updates going around the league. 4 big contract updates. We're going to get to them. 2 of them with the 49ers, 1 with the Cowboys, and 1 with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we'll kick it off with a little bit of an update with the Cincinnati Bengals as well. news coming out of Cincinnati, and we can talk about this for a little bit, is Jamar Chase. I can admit when I'm wrong, guys. I can really do. I can admit when I'm wrong. And I was wrong. It seems like there's a little bit more than you think about with Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase was, I thought wasn't really worried about it, and I'm still not too worried, but does raise some eyebrows. He's not been making the practices, been, kind of holding out because he wants a new contract with the Cincinnati Bengals. They're both confident that a new deal will get done as soon. They're still talking about a new deal happening. Jamar Chase practiced yesterday and practiced today. He's getting ready, and Joe Burrow says he looks like he's ready to go for Week 1 versus the Patriots this coming up Sunday. I'm excited to see Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow and all the guys back in action together. Jamar Chase has a deal that could make him the highest paid wide receiver, according to NFL insider Ian Rappert, the rap sheet himself. And we're going to see about that and keep everybody up to date on that. But we're going to get the latest on that. But that's the latest on Jamar Chase right now. I'm confident that a deal should get done, but we're going to see about it as the days unfold. So Jamar Chase, new contract may be coming soon for him with the Cincinnati Bengals before his final one runs out next year. So here we go with the latest ones. The Pittsburgh Steelers have signed offensive tackle Cam Hayward to a new deal. Big-time deal for Cam Hayward. Excited for him. They are signing him to a new 3-year, $45 million deal, and he is excited about that. Staying in Pittsburgh for the next 3 years with a brand new deal. Congratulations to Cam Hayward, one of the most underrated and versatile offensive linemen in the league. Nothing but good things about Cam Hayward. He deserves it, and he's earned this contract. He is a physical presence in the line of scrimmage, and he helps, and he is kind of what makes that O-line tick in the Steel City. So congratulations to him on getting a new deal there. So those two ones are done. We got 3 big ones we're going to talk about, and Trent Williams is one of them for the 49ers. Trent Williams has been holding out, was not satisfied with the contract he had. He wanted more money, and he's earned more money. He's done a lot for that offense and that offensive line. And finally, they made the deal happen. He reported to camp, and when he reported to the camp, they were thinking, okay, a new deal is going to get done, it seems like, because he reported to camp. And a new deal, after I posted it, was done. He is an amazing as we say, amazing offensive lineman. And we got one more contract to report to post after we talk about the other two. It lines up with the Denver Broncos. I forgot to mention that, but we're going to talk about it. But with Trent Williams, he has signed a brand new deal, a new 3-year, $82.6 million deal. He is probably the highest paid offensive lineman in the league. Solid player, gets a brand new money deal, restructured contract. He is reported he's ready to go this Monday against the Jets. Congratulations to Trent Williams on getting a new deal done. They need him in that O-line, and it is a big-time move that they made this week, especially with the Ayuk situation and everything going on. They needed to pay Trent Williams, and they did. He brings a lot to that offensive line, and I'm kind of glad for the Niners' sake that they got the deal done, and Trent Williams we can rest a little bit easy if you're a 49ers fan, and you can go and be happy that Trent Williams is still a part of that strong offensive lines. And congratulations to Trent Williams on getting that deal done and worked out. And the one that I was going to talk about that I just added in there, and I just said, you know what, I almost forgot about it. I can't not mention it, right? But we got to talk about it. We have to discuss it. And it's with the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos have signed defensive back Patrick Surtain II to a huge monster contract, brand new contract, 4-year, $96 million deal. A $96 million deal for the next 4 years with $77.5 million guaranteed. He is now the highest paid defensive back ever in league history so far. ever in league history so far, the highest paid defensive back in the league history so far. Now, it is a huge deal. Surtain, that's high praise for the Broncos and to Patrick Surtain. He's a solid playmaker for that for that secondary in Denver. He is going to deliver. I know he's going to deliver. He's been delivering for a long, long time for that defense. So congratulations to Patrick Surtain on getting that deal. Probably one of the most versatile defensive backs in the league and in the AFC West. Solid playmaker. He delivers every time he steps onto the field, and Surtain has earned this contract. So congratulations to Patrick Surtain on getting a great deal done with the Denver Broncos. Excited about that one. We'll see where that goes for Patrick Surtain. Let's talk about the other two, and these are two big ones that we've been keeping up with pretty much all summer. And let's start off with the Cowboys, and let's start off with the will he or won't he sign? But we probably already knew that he was going to get a new contract, but he did. Priorities. I've been preaching it all summer with the Dallas Cowboys, and they finally got their priorities straight. Right now, they are still dealing with a new Dak extension, trying to come up with a new contract for Micah Parsons, but there's no rush for those two. The rush was CeeDee Lamb, and they finally kind of prioritized it, and they did prioritize it. So we're going to talk about that right now. CeeDee Lamb finally has a brand new contract with a team. He has signed after a summer-long holdout and very tense one, the Dallas Cowboys have signed CeeDee Lamb to a new deal, a 4-year, $136 million contract extension with $100 million guaranteed and a $38 million signing bonus. Let's repeat this. $136 million. $100 million in guaranteed money, as well as a $38 million signing bonus. He is the second highest paid non-quarterback player in the history of the league so far. First is Justin Jefferson, who got a deal done late spring, early summer. Congratulations to CeeDee Lamb on getting this deal done. The big thing is this. It suffices to both guys, but CeeDee Lamb's got to make plays. He's got to prove now that he's worth that money. He has to. He has to produce on that offense. He's got to do what he did last season and shine and make that offense tick in a lot of plays. He's got to make the plays that he made last season against the Detroit Lions, against the Eagles. He's got to make those type plays. If he doesn't make those type plays, what was this deal for then? What was that holdout for? He's got to make those plays. He's got to ball out. And he's got to make everything tick in the offense this season, especially starting this Sunday when they go to Cleveland and play the Browns. More on that here in a little bit. But CeeDee Lamb, he's got to ball out. He's got to ball out with that new deal. And I'm not trying to, be a guy that's calling everybody out, but he has to ball it out. He has to show them that he's worth it. I think he is worth it. I think he's one of the brightest receivers in this league. But I think that he's got to prove it even more now that he's got that new deal. So congratulations to CeeDee Lamb on getting that new deal done and just getting, that money. It's a big-time money for the Dallas Cowboys and CeeDee Lamb. He's ready to go. He's ready to rock and roll. He will play this Sunday against the Cleveland Browns. That is the latest on CeeDee Lamb, and the saga is over with that one. The last one we've been talking about all summer as well, and it has been a interesting, none to say the least. What's going to happen? Is he going to get traded, released? Is he going to sign a long-term deal? What's going to happen? It has been controversial summer, to say the least, between the 49ers and Brandon Ayuk. Who had the highest paid offer? That was one. Was it the Browns, Steelers, or Patriots? I hear reports coming out everything that, the Patriots had the highest offer before Ayuk turned him down. No, the Steelers had the highest offer before Brandon Ayuk turned him down. The Browns had the highest offer and a lot more to offer than the other two teams for Brandon Ayuk and the 49ers. We just don't know truly, but we do know that the saga is over. They had discussions and they came to terms on a deal. The 49ers have finally signed Brandon Ayuk to a long-term deal. So he will remain a San Francisco 49er for the next 4 years. So they're going to keep him beyond 2025. They reworked Deebo Samuel's deal, so that's going to have to, could be a problem maybe in 2025. We don't know, but right now it's looking like they could keep both Samuel and Ayuk and found a way to keep them both beyond 2025. So congratulations to the 49ers on that. But they have signed Brandon Ayuk to a longer-term deal, just like Ayuk and the Niners, and just like Ayuk wanted, because he wanted to stay with the Niners. Brandon Ayuk and the Niners have agreed to a 4-year, $120 million new deal. 4 years, $120 million new deal. $76 million guaranteed, reported by NFL Network. It is the final big money contract that I'm going to mention. Off season was crazy. It was going to be a big deal in place. They're saying Ayuk to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Did not happen. He signs at $120 million new deal, $76 million guaranteed money. He's going to be making pretty much a lot of money between now and April. Solid deal for Brandon Ayuk. The saga is over. He wanted to stay with the Niners all along, and that's what this deal proves. This deal proves that he wanted to stay with the team the whole time. He did not want to go anywhere else. That's why he held out. That's why he's been trying to contact and try to pry and get to a new deal with this team, because he didn't want to go anywhere else. He wanted to be a 49er. So he got the deal done. And I'm going to say the same thing like CeeDee Lamb. You got to ball out. You have to prove now that in that offense with a George Kittle, with a Deebo Samuel, with a Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy giving you the football, you got to be. And now Ricky Pearsall, who thoughts and prayers go out to him after the story we saw during Labor Day weekend with Ricky Pearsall. Hope he's doing okay. If you haven't heard about it, robbery attempt, and he was shot during that robbery attempt. Ricky Pearsall, we are thinking about him, and we dedicate this episode to him. Thoughts and prayers are still with him as he recovers. He's doing fine, thankfully, and thank the Lord that he is, but we're thinking about him. So Ricky Pearsall will return to the team soon. He will be also a big part of that offense for the 49ers as well. First-round draft pick for the Niners that come out of the Florida Gators. Pearsall, you got a whole offense like that, but you also now need to prove that you're the ringleader of that team. You got to prove that you're the ringleader of that receiving core as a playmaker. You got to step up and make plays because of that deal. You got to show the Niners that you're worth it. And I think Ayuk is a worthy receiver. I really do. But you got to think about it. You have to think that he needs to ball out a little bit. Because a lot of people who get big money deals, they kind of reduce. They're kind of like, I got what I wanted, and don't play as hard. I'm motivated. I'm hoping someone can hear this so I can motivate them and say, hey, play harder. They gave you the money for a reason. Now go out and play, because then it's not fair to the team. So you have to play hard. If you're the 49ers, if you're Brandon Ayuk, I'm saying, all right, you're reported. You've reported the camp. You're getting ready for the Jets on Monday. Week 1, ball out. And you better ball out. We're paying you to ball out. You got to do the job now, man. And I hope that Ayuk does. Ayuk has admitted partially that it is partially his fault. The contract whole situation kind of got dragged out, and it really did. I had a whole list of episodes on it this summer. And up until right now, up until week 1 of the NFL season, we are talking about it still, but it's finally come to a conclusion. Brandon Ayuk has a long-term deal. He's staying with the 49ers beyond 2025. Hopefully nothing more comes out about it. It's been a long summer with holding out and everything going on there, but you have to ball out and you have to play like you are an $120 million wide receiver. Bottom line, you have to. That is my point. That is my take on it. Brandon Ayuk is staying for the Niners. Congratulations to him on getting a brand new deal right there. That is the latest on contract offers and the latest big money contract updates around the NFL. It is time to break down some of these games because the top 4 games that we're covering are great. I'm excited. The 2024 NFL season now kicks off tonight. It kicks off tonight. I'm excited. I'm ready to rock and roll with it. And we are getting ready, honestly, getting ready for a loaded game tomorrow. Literally loaded game tomorrow. Tomorrow night, 8:20 Eastern, 7:20 Central on NBC. Thursday, kickoff night, Thursday, football night in America on Thursday, special kickoff night for the regular season. The defending Super Bowl Chiefs and the Ravens kick off the season tomorrow, and it is going to be electric. We have finally made it. Here we go, week 1 of the 2024 NFL season. It is electric, and I am so excited to be doing these games. We got about 10 minutes, I guess, to break some of these games down. 4 games that we're breaking down for the 2024 Week 1 NFL regular season, and we're going to kick it off with tonight's game. Tonight's game here on Thursday on NBC, 8:20 Eastern, 7:20 Central, and it's the Ravens at Chiefs going to Arrowhead. The defending Super Bowl champions begin their quest for the three-peat. Actually, let me just talk about this for a second before we break some of these games down. Let's think about it for a second. What are some of the big storylines here going into this season? There's quite a few in the NFC and ACC. NFC, if we kick off with the NFC, are the Detroit Lions going to be just as good as they were last year? Are they going to bring everything to the table that they did last year? Number 2, is there competition in the North? Are the Bears on the rise? How are the Bears going to look with that epic draft class? Caleb Williams signing, going with the Chicago Bears, and bringing in some more people and talent around him during free agency. How is that going to pan out? What's the NFC East going to look like? Are the Cowboys truly going all in? Those are some storylines coming out for the NFC. One big one. Could this be Matthew Stafford's last dance? That's a big one going into the NFC right now. And in the AFC is loaded. Do we have number one, obviously, not just in the AFC, but in the whole NFL, are the Chiefs going to three-peat? If not, who stops them? That's a big storyline there. Number 2, a team that could stop them is the Cincinnati Bengals, baby. Is Joe Burrow healthy enough to get through the season, and does he have the line to bring them back to the dance once again? Another storyline. Another one. The New York Jets, is Aaron Rodgers fully healthy, and does he have the line to muster up everything? And how are they going to look with Aaron Rodgers now could be playing a full season with the New York Jets? Who can be the MVP as quarterbacks? Because there's a lot of MVP-type quarterbacks in the AFC, ranging from Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers, C.J. Stroud, Lamar Jackson. Who is going to be the type of NFL MVP quarterback in that conference? A bunch of storylines happening in 2024 as we get ready to kick off the 2024 NFL regular season. It's time to preview and predict these Week 1 matchups here on Pigskin Frenzy, the top 4 games that we are covering, and we're kicking it off in Arrowhead Stadium tonight, 8:20 Eastern, 7:20 Central on NBC, Peacock, YouTube TV, and as well as NFL Plus. Ravens at Chiefs. They begin their quest for a three-peat and back-to-back Super Bowl title defense. Arrowhead Stadium, loud as it can be. Baltimore Ravens and Kansas City Chiefs, a rematch of the 2023 AFC Championship game. Let's talk about this game. Let's break it down. I'm excited. Let's get ready to rock and roll for tonight. I'm so excited. I'm going to cover it, watch it, and talk about it now and recap it next week as well. Ravens keys. Let's talk about the keys to the games, and for both teams, the Ravens. Number 1, and this is going to go playoff of the AFC Championship game last year. Lamar Jackson says he's not fazed about the rematch talks of the AFC Championship game. No, he is fully focused on right now going into this season. So if you want to do that, let's talk about the championship game. They abandoned their game plan last time they played each other. They did. Completely abandoned their game plan. Number 1 key, go with the game plan this time and establish the run. Establish the run game. You have guys like Keaton Mitchell in the backfield. Don't know if he is cleared or not, but you got the number 1 guy on the field with you. That's Derrick Henry. You got Justice Hill, Keaton Mitchell. You got Derrick Henry from free agency. Derrick Henry signed with the Baltimore Ravens after leaving the Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry, a former back-to-back rushing champion, and helped lead the Tennessee Titans to various number 1 seeds throughout the playoffs. Derrick Henry, a solid running back. and he's with the Baltimore Ravens, along with a superstar rush, quarterback runner in Lamar Jackson, a dynamic duo at running the football, depth at running back, a quarterback that runs like it's nobody's business. He led the team in rushing. Don't know if Lamar will lead the team in rushing this time because Derrick Henry's on the team or not. But a dynamic duo at running the football on the ground could lead the league in rushing once again. You got to run the football. You got to establish the run the rock, tire out that defensive front, tire out Chris Jones, tire out that defensive front for the Kansas City Chiefs, and then the rest is right there. The rest is right there. It's a recipe for success with the guys that you got on your offense. So go with the game plan that you should have had last time in the AFC title game and run the football. Number 2, take away the playmakers from the Chiefs offense. Pretty simple. Be like Kyle Hamilton, like Roquan Smith, take away those guys, those key guys, especially on defense. Try to find a way to take away those playmakers on offense. Take away those playmakers on offense. Take away Travis Kelce, number 1. Take away Xavier Worthy. Take away Rashee Rice. Take away all those guys. Marquise Brown, officially out of the Ravens game, not playing, but they still got some depth around them that they built from the draft and through free agency. Please take away those guys. If you take away those guys, you got it. So, and that could be a recipe for success for the Ravens as well. Number 3, Lamar Jackson he just has to be Lamar Jackson. Have a breakout game. Just be Lamar Jackson. Be that MVP quarterback that you were last year. And just be Lamar Jackson. That's the 3 keys for the Ravens to come up with an upset tonight and kick off the season 1-0 against the Kansas City Chiefs tonight on NBC. The Chiefs' keys, pretty simple. Take away the Ravens' running game. It's kind of role reversal here a little bit and playing off of each other. Take away the Chiefs' running game. Just take it away and just keep doing that. Contain the run, slow down the run, and try to find a way for Lamar Jackson to beat you another way. Lamar can throw, but the running game is deadly. So take away the running game, and you take away a big part of that Ravens offense. So that's number 1 if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 2, lock down these Ravens receivers. If you're Trent McDuffie and Mike Edwards, line up and lock down these receivers. Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews, take away these playmakers around them, and then you're fine. You're going to be good. You're fine on the defense. Number 3, and please, of all things for the Kansas City Chiefs, if you're a Chiefs fan, leave it to Patrick Mahomes to make the magic happen. He's the best quarterback in the league. Let him have the game in his hands. If he goes off and he's on fire, it's going to be hard for a lot of people to beat Patrick Mahomes, right? So let Mahomes have the magic. Let it happen and let him take the game in his hands. Pretty simple keys for both teams if you look at both sides. It's going to be a great game, wild night. Football's back for both sides. I'm excited. Arrowhead's going to be rocking. Arrowhead's going to be rocking. The defending Super Bowl champ, back-to-back Super Bowl champions, try their quest for a three-peat, never been done before. This is going to be a close football game. Back and forth, close football game. I think it's going to be a lot closer on the field this time than it was in the AFC Championship game. I think it's going to be back and forth. I think a game-winning drive by Patrick Mahomes does it, though. I have the Chiefs winning this game. And by the way, let me just do it how I normally do it. Who do I have winning this game? I have the Kansas City Chiefs winning this game. Game-winning drive. I think Mahomes does it in a game-winning drive. Beats the Ravens close. Chiefs 27, Ravens 20. Ices them late. Mahomes gets it done. The Chiefs go to 1-0, and the Ravens go to 0-1. 27-20. Give me the Chiefs tonight to start their season off with a good win and a close win against the Baltimore Ravens. Now, next game up is a unique game. It's a international game right off the bat, and it's tomorrow night on Peacock. Packers versus Eagles in Brazil. Packers versus Eagles in Brazil. Here are the keys for both teams. Kind of interesting, and they kind of play off of each other here a little bit, but let's talk about it. Packers and Eagles in Brazil, an international game. Both teams coming off the heels of the Packers went to the playoffs. Got eliminated in the second round, had a close game against the Niners, could have gone to the NFC Championship game against the Lions. Did not happen. They lost to the 49ers in a comeback victory from the Niners. The Eagles lost badly to the Buccaneers, 32-9 at Tampa Bay in the first round of the playoffs. Playmakers, coaching changes, player changes, all happening within both teams. Now, let's talk about the Packers' keys and what they need to do to win this ball game in Brazil. Number one, be physical and win the line of scrimmage. Pretty simple. If you win the line of scrimmage up front on both sides of the football, I think it's going to be a recipe for success for the Niners. Not for the Niners, for the Packers. Excuse me, rather the Packers. It's going to establish a huge ground game, which is I'm going to get to that in a little bit, and it's also going to make time for Jordan Love to make some of his reads and make some of his throws. On time, accurate passing. Win the line of scrimmage, and you'll be fine in this game. Number two, Jordan Love has a breakout game. Speaking of Jordan Love, big money contract he's just signed. He's got to play like he is worth it as well. He has to have a big-time football game tomorrow night on Peacock against this Eagles defense, a Vic Fangio defense, a brand new defense, Fangio defense, Brick Fangio defense. He's got to get, through to them. He's got to, they got to win the line of scrimmage so he can have that breakout game. So it kind of plays off of each other. He's got to have a big time game with the help of his line to win this ball game. And I'm talking about good numbers with his receivers, be on point, and expose some weaknesses in that defense. It's going to be tough, but let's see if they can do it tomorrow night. And number three, plays off of everything. Again, establish the run game with Josh Jacobs. You just picked up Josh Jacobs, a scoring champion, rushing champion from the Las Vegas Raiders who left in free agency to sign with the Packers. Big-time running back there. Going to start for them tomorrow night. Big time. Both teams have got the two best running backs on the free agency. And they're going to play against each other. Jacobs has got to run the ball and got to run the ball well against this Eagles defense. So establish the run game, win the line of scrimmage, and Jordan Love has a breakout game. That's a recipe for success for the Green Bay Packers. Let's talk about the Eagles' keys here, and let's talk about what they need to do to win this ball game. Number one, Vic Fangio, man. Make the right play calls, and this defense is going to step up and make big plays. They have to step up, make big plays, especially from the secondary. They added Cooper DeJean from Iowa. He's going to be a big help in that secondary. You have to play good in the secondary for sure, because we didn't do it, and the Eagles did not do it last go-round against the Buccaneers in the playoff game. The Eagles make plays and step up big on defense. That's a good way to win the game tomorrow night. And they got to tackle. They have to tackle. It's you got to tackle. There's just no doubt. You have to tackle and make those plays. Big time stops by the defense and just make the big plays. That's number one. Number two, establish the running game with Saquon Barkley. You have to establish the running game with Saquon Barkley. You just picked him up and signed him to a big time contract. You have to run the ball with him, have to find those open holes, and you have to let him be Saquon Barkley. If he goes off tomorrow, that's going to be a big problem for the Green Bay Packers defense and the Packers team as a whole. Number three, the same thing as the number one key for the Packers. You got to win the line of scrimmage. If you win up front and give Jalen Hurts time to make those throws and reads and give Saquon time to run the football, the Eagles are going to be a big-time threat. You win the line of scrimmage up front, let the play calls be right by Kellen Moore, new offensive coordinator for the Eagles. It's all going to blend. It's all going to gel if you win up front and win the line of scrimmage. But also, win up on the defensive line, beat the Packers O-line, and win on that side of the football as well. You slow down the run game, you pressure Jordan Love, and if you win on that side of the ball as well, everything's going to be fine for the Eagles. So it kind of plays into each other with these keys. I think that's the big recipe for the Eagles to win this football game. And I think defense is going to be more than likely could be the cause that the Eagles win this game. Who do I have winning this football game? I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a very close game between two teams. Interesting game that they started in Brazil. Interesting matchup that both of these teams are playing against each other right off the bat as well. Who do I have tomorrow night? Peacock, Brazil. Give me the Eagles winning this football game close. I think the Eagles are going to win 24-17. Eagles 24, Packers 17. I think Saquon leads them down on a good drive. I think that Jalen Hurts does a slip pass to Dallas Goedert or a close slip pass to Saquon Barkley even to give them a touchdown, late game-winning touchdown, and the Eagles beat the Packers 24-17, and the Eagles go to 1-0. The Packers go to 0-1. Eagles 24, Packers 17, giving the Eagles winning this international game in Brazil. Now, let's talk about two more games, and this is a good one. The Cleveland Browns are at home against the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys at Browns, third game that we're covering here for Pigskin Frenzy. Let's talk about these keys. It's going to be interesting. Loud crowd in Cleveland. Deshaun Watson fully healthy for the first time. He's back. He's ready to play, starting for the Browns. CD Lamb's back with the team. Let's get it rocking and rolling for this game. Excited about it. Cowboys keys to go into the Browns Stadium for victory and beat them there. Number one, defense steps up big and makes plays. Obviously, their defense was loaded last year. They add they're loaded last year with injuries. Think about it now. They get Trayvon Diggs back in the secondary. They have Micah Parsons still on the line. They are loaded on defense. Bland is hurt, but they're still loaded. They got Damone Clark in the middle. It's a loaded defense. Deron Bland will come back as well. It's going to cause a lot of chaos, right? They got to make big plays. They got to step up, make some stops. It kind of goes hand in hand with number 3 a little bit, but they got to step up and make big plays and stop the Browns from doing a lot. So, number one, defense needs to step up and make big plays if you are the Dallas Cowboys. Number 2, put the ball in CeeDee Lamb's hands. Make CeeDee Lamb be that playmaker that he was last season and make him prove that he's worth all the money you just gave him. Kind of like what I just said earlier in this episode. Make him prove to everybody that he is worth it in this game. Make him be an offensive playmaker. Make him score. Give him the ball and make him create some plays in the open field. I think number 2 is a big one and a big success for this team to come up with a way to get this win in Cleveland. And number 3 goes hand in hand with number 1. You got to put pressure on Deshaun Watson. Make Deshaun Watson not have the comeback of his life and make him fold under pressure. And just put pressure on him and isolate him from making any big plays and then contain him. That's the way to get the victory there. Those are the Cowboys' keys to victory here for this game. Let's go to the Browns' keys, and let's talk about what the Browns need to do to win this football game. Number 1, the opposite of putting pressure on Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson needs to have a monster game. He needs to show everybody what he was at, like how he was at Clemson. He needs to show what he was doing at Clemson. He needs to show what he was doing early on in his career with the Houston Texans before all this allegation stuff came out, before he hurt his shoulder. He has to be Deshaun Watson of old. Can he do that? And if he does that, look out for a huge victory for the Cleveland Browns on Sunday. Number 2, pretty simple. Just like the Packers and the Eagles, win the line of scrimmage. Win up front. If you win up front on both sides of the football, it kind of goes hand in hand with the number 3 key for the Browns here. If you win on both sides of the football, it's going to be good for you. It's going to spell a recipe for. It's going to be a key ingredient for success to win this football game. So win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football. Number 3, defense needs to step up and make big plays just as much as the Cowboys do. They had the number 1 defense in a lot of areas last year and finished with the number 1 defense total. So the Browns need to work their way up, isolate the run, contain the run, make Dak Prescott beat him in through the air, and cause a lot of pressure and be physical on defense to make those big plays. Make those big plays, stop them. Big key to success there for the Browns. Who do I have winning this football game? I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be close. And you're going to think, really, on this play? But just hear me out. Just hear me out on this. I think it's going to be back and forth up until the fourth quarter. I think the Browns upset them. I really do. I think the Browns get them. I think that, who do I have winning this game? Give me the Browns. I think the Browns upset them at home. Cowboys are favored. Do I think the Cowboys have a good shot at winning this game? Yes. But I think the Browns pull a shocker. They upset them week 1. I think Myles Garrett's going to have a monster day. He's a big part of that defense. I think Myles Garrett could have a monster day. I think he can slow down that offense. I think the Browns win it. 31-24. Browns 31, Cowboys 24. Browns 31, Cowboys 24, and the Browns upset the Cowboys and go to 1-0, while the Cowboys fall to 0-1 to start the season. Give me the Browns in an upset against the Cowboys week 1. Last but not least, big time matchup. Here we go. Rams at Lions on Sunday Night Football on NBC. Matthew Stafford going back to Detroit after that playoff elimination from the Detroit Lions, going back to Detroit. We're ready to rock and roll. I'm excited for this one. A lot of boos last time for Matthew Stafford. Hopefully it's changed this go around. Could this be Matthew Stafford's last year? He's a year-to-year quarterback according to the Rams organization, and that's how they're viewing him. Let's see if this is the start of something great, or could it be more of a downhill slide? We don't know. The Rams at the Lions. The Rams' keys to win this football game in Detroit in a hostile Ford Field environment coming up this Sunday night. Number one, if you're the Rams, let the playmakers make plays. You're thinking that's so generic, but it is true. You got Cooper Kupp, you have Puka Nacua, you have Kyron Williams, you have Blake Corum. Make those playmakers make plays. Let them make the plays. Find the open field plays, and let them run down the field and get some yardage, and let them do some of the work. Let the playmakers make those plays. Number two, pressure Jared Goff. If you find a way to pressure Jared Goff as Jared Verse, and Ernest Jones is no longer with the team, he got traded to the Titans, so that takes away a little bit of that pressure. But Jared Verse comes in from the Florida State, add a little bit of pressure from him, and he pressures Jared Goff, and let him have a monster game on defense. Add some pressure to Jared Goff. Number three, establish a balanced and rotating run game with Kyron Williams and rookie running back from Michigan, Blake Corum. Two solid backs, two underrated backs. Establish the run game with those two guys. If you do, recipe for success. Balance offense, let the playmakers make the plays, and let that balanced running attack do its damage. And if you do, the Rams can find a way to come up with a win in Ford Field in Detroit Sunday night. Now is the Rams' keys. Let's go with the Lions' keys. Number one for the Lions, opposite, right? Opposite attracts, right? Contain the Rams' receiving core. Contain them. Just contain Cooper Kupp, contain Puka Nacua. If you contain those two guys and slow them down a little bit, big win for the Lions defense and for the Lions team this coming up Sunday night. Number two, force turnovers on defense. Find a way to pressure Matthew Stafford and make him force some turnovers, or pressure the running backs, Corum and Williams, and find a way for them to turn the ball over, find a way to get fumbles, interceptions, and find a way to turn the ball over on defense. That is number two for the Detroit Lions. And number three, last but not least, established a balanced run game, just like the Rams with Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. For these guys, established a balanced rotating run game with Jahmyr Gibbs, who is going to be playing 100%, because his hamstring's a lot better, and Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. If you have those three keys, really, you got it. You really have it. The run game is a crucial part for this Lions football team. It was a crucial part last season for this Lions football team. If you do that and run the ball, it could be a good thing for the a good thing for the Detroit Lions against that Los Angeles Rams defense. I think it would be a good idea to run the ball and start off running the ball with Jahmyr Gibbs and or a David Montgomery. So big time action, big time game coming up Sunday night between these two teams. Who do I have winning this football game? Rams at Lions. Last but not least, the fourth and final game that we're covering this week for opening season of NFL football. Rams at Lions. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a little bit more on the low scoring side. I think it's going to be a back and forth, low scoring. I think they're going to go back and forth with each other. I think it's going to be a tough physical game between both teams. Matthew Stafford's going to bring it all on the line. However, I think the hostile environment's going to get to them and get to everybody. I think that they're going to be fired up from what happened from last year's NFC Championship game. Give me Detroit. Give me Detroit winning this opener, going 1-0 against the Rams. Detroit Lions winning this football game. The Lions 17, Rams 14. Field goal does it. Lions 17, Rams 14. 3-point victory for the Lions. They beat the Rams by a field goal late in the game and gets them the win. Lions go to 1-0, and the Rams go to 0-1 to start the 2024 NFL regular season. 17-14, the Lions get it done. That's our preview and predictions for Pigskin Frenzy for NFL Week 1 regular season. We are fired up, ready to go. That is all the time we got for Pigskin Frenzy. A big thank you for taking some time out of your Thursday to just sit back, watch, and listen to some NFL coverage presented by me. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like each episode, leave comments down below. Spotify, Podbean, and Apple, all you got to do is just share around with others and follow on there as well. X, Instagram, and Facebook, just type in Pigskin Frenzy. Follow, like the pages there. You're going to get episode updates. You're going to get news and highlights from across college and NFL football. You're going to get trivia questions on Instagram stories. Go and answer today's NFL question, as well as all things up to date for Pigskin Frenzy. Guys, www.pigskinfrenzy.weebly.com. Check out the website. Thank you for everything, all things up to date for Pigskin Frenzy on that. Thank you for everything today, and thank you for being patient with me for coming back on that trip. I love doing this show. I was like, oh man, I didn't get to do Pigskin Frenzy, but I was so thankful just to be with family for Labor Day. I was going back to Mississippi and where I'm originally from, so I'm back, in Illinois, ready to rock and roll for football season. But it was really, really good to see my family and visit them. Shout out to everybody, my grandma, my aunt, my cousins, and shout out to everybody back in Mississippi for watching the show and just let me come and see you guys and visit with you guys. And shout out to all my friends that I visited as well who are also listening to the show. I'm just thankful for everybody that I got to visit and see. So, thank you for just tuning in for this Thursday episode for NFL coverage presented by me. We will be back Tuesday. Tuesday, we are going to recap Week 2 of Pigskin Frenzy of college football and preview and predict the top matchups for Week 3. Already, Week 3, preview and predict the top matchups for Week 3 coming up this Tuesday for a college football edition of Pigskin Frenzy. Guys, enjoy tonight. Tonight, 8:20 Eastern, 7:20 Central on NBC, Peacock, NFL Plus, and YouTube TV. Ravens at Chiefs. Good game on tonight. NFL starts tonight. I'm so excited to be covering it again. We're ready to rock and roll until Tuesday. I'm Joel Norris signing off. We will see you then for a college football edition of Pigskin Frenzy. Enjoy tonight. Enjoy college football and NFL football this weekend. Football is back. I'm so excited. For everybody out there, please and always stay the course.